Red Friday. I'm super excited today because it's probably been a month since I've been able to do these Friday videos. Love wearing my red. Actually just came back from lunch with a employee of mine, and we were noticed for wearing the red shirts we're wearing, and we were told thanks for supporting the troops. So always wear red on Fridays. That's what we do here at Low V8s, because part of our culture here is to support and love the military. This is an outward expression of what we feel very deeply about inside. Today we're going to finish up the last 2 or 3 weeks worth of credit counseling, if you will, or credit education that Tim Lewis has been giving us. And one of our most popular videos on YouTube and on social media is one that we labeled, "What FICO score do I need to get a VA loan?" or "What credit score do I need to have to get a VA loan?" And what's cool is we're going to do kind of a part 2 or a new and improved video on that topic. It is probably the most popular topic in the VA mortgage world today, and it's that of the FICO or credit score, which I could not have taught any better than Mr. Tim Lewis. That's why we've had him here for the last 3 weeks. But something that Low V8s is super passionate about, before I even get sidetracked, let's just answer the question. What credit score do I need, or do you need, to buy a home? Well, as a veteran, guess what? It's a very simple none. You do not need a credit score. Most people have one, and I'm going to answer this question another way. 450, yeah. 500, yes. 700, yes. What I'm getting at here is lenders who truly understand the VA home loan program should not be basing your loan approval on your credit score. I don't care what your score is. Now, that does not mean if you have a 450 FICO score, you're automatically going to get approved for a loan. It also doesn't mean just because you have a 450 score, you're going to get denied a loan. So please bear with me. This video might go on for 2 to 4 more minutes because I'm very passionate about this topic. Here you have this somewhat complex chart on what makes up your FICO score. If you look at it, there's a bunch of different things involved in coming up with this score. And so the score does indicate, your credit worthiness. But what the score doesn't do is it doesn't pull back the curtains and allow someone to look deep within your credit history and determine what happened, why did it happen, and that's what we do here at Low V8s. If I could share with you just for a moment, I was in Miami about 4 weeks ago at a VA lenders conference. They do it once a year. All of the head honchos from the VA Loan Guarantee Division were there. There was a panel, and they basically discussed what I think is so great about the VA loan program. That is, we don't put our veterans in a box, okay? Most lenders draw this box, and if you don't fit within this box, right? That's kind of a smiley face, you fit within the box. If you are even a little outside of that box with most lenders, you're not getting a loan. So you may have heard, if you don't have a 620 score, you can't get a VA loan. Well, that's a lender that's making up their own rules. That is not a rule for the VA. Or if you're over here, where is that? I thought I saw debt to income ratio. If your DTI is just a little bit outside of the box, you're not getting a loan. By its own design, the VA loan program has no box, okay? It has no box. There's some guidelines, but lenders like Low V8s have been instructed, and I received the same instruction in Miami from the Department of Veterans Affairs, to exercise latitude and common sense decision making when determining whether or not a veteran should get a loan. Let me give you an example. We just approved a family to buy a home in West Virginia. Their FICO scores are in the low 500s. They have history that has caused their FICO score to not be so good, okay? But when we talked to them, and they opened up with us, and they talked to us about how difficult their medical expenses had been 3 or 4 years ago, and how they were left with a decision to either pay their utility bills, pay their medical bills, or perhaps go behind on some credit cards, they got themselves into a bind. But the VA refers to that as an isolated event. There was a family tragedy that happened. It required a lot of medical bills, and we were able to explain to the underwriters, the people making decisions on whether or not you should be able to buy a home or refinance your home, and it made sense to approve this wonderful family to buy their first home. Another story just happened this week. We approved a gentleman. His son struggled with addiction for many, many years and ultimately lost his life. Well, for the 2 to 3 years that his son was battling this disease, it put a big negative financial impact on the family. Well, unfortunately, it didn't end well for his son, but it did show that the family was able to get back on track after some of these family tragedies or isolated events had passed. We are nothing more than excited to get that family into a home and to not judge them based on their FICO score alone, but to look at the big picture. So if I had to wrap it all up today, if you've been told that your FICO score is too bad and you've just wanted to give up on getting yourself a VA loan, call Low VA Rates. It is our mission, literally it is our mission to serve the underserved population of veterans out there. There are so many good veterans and family members of veterans that deserve the American dream of a home. And they've been told no because the mortgage industry continues to draw this box, and if you don't fit in it, they're not going to work with you. We will. And that does not mean that we're going to do loans for everybody, but we will put you on the right track. If we cannot approve you today, we will get you there much faster than anybody else. So I'm going to pause for a minute. This usually, invokes quite a bit of interest or questions. I don't know how many people are watching live today, but if we have any questions, I would love to field those questions right now. Do we have any yet? Okay, so I'll give you another 30 seconds to try to ask if you're watching us live. If not, then if you're watching this sometime in the future, you'll see a lot of comments and questions either on YouTube or Facebook, and we will try to respond to them as quickly as possible. So, ultimately, veterans deserve home ownership. We understand that. Some veterans are in homes right now. They fell on some hard times. They've got all sorts of credit card debt and other things that they'd like to pay off with the equity in their house, but again, they're being denied by most of the big banks out there due to these over-restrictive and overreaching guidelines and or box. Call us. Let us help you. Any questions?
What's the name of our company again?
What's the name of our company? It is Low VA Rates. You can go to lowvarates.com. You can go to Google and just type in Low VA Rates. Great question, because most of the people that you go to try to get your VA loan with, if you've struggled in the past, they're not even going to talk to you. It's an immediate, scarlet letter, bad credit, don't talk to me. We want to talk to you and help you get what you deserve. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, this is Eric from Low VA Rates. We'll see you next week.